Sometimes things that look great and are great actually aren't great. In fact, they can be pretty bad. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dice Gods, my name is Hydra, and before we dive into the video proper, I just want to do a quick thanks to the patrons and members that make all of this possible, including but not limited to Sean Colburn, Old Man Rogers, Chaos Discordia, Runic Wolf, Chris Sexton, and Kaz. You guys are the higher level contributors to the channel, and I really appreciate all the epic support, not just financially, but the cheering on, the comments, the feedback, the Discord chats that are happening. Also, thank you to all the other members and all the other patrons who just sort of contribute a little bit less, but still do an epic job and really are helping the channel. So thank you so much. If you haven't already, do consider joining them and getting more stuff, because there's more stuff they get. So trust me, it's brilliant. Anywho, speaking of the channel, what we do on here, if you are new here, if you haven't been here before, is we teach people to play games. Infinity, we did a bit of Flames of War a little while back. Got one plan for Bolt Action, one plan for Eldfall, some other stuff coming up too. And when you've taught people to play a game, there's something else they need, and that's opponents. You need a community, you need people around you to actually play against. So we do a degree of talking about community, developing community and building on that kind of thing. And this video is kind of around that today. That's kind of the direction we go, but hang with me. It's one of those things when you have a YouTube channel, when you have this kind of thing, there can sometimes be a degree of tension because you get companies like Corvus Belly and they send you stuff. They send me stuff. And there can be that feeling that you don't want to poison that well and you don't want to trash that relationship. I'll be honest, you do feel that moment. And this video was kind of one of those ones where you're like, am I going to? But then when I was thinking about it earlier, I would rather be honest, because that was the point of starting this channel, was to talk about the things that I wanted to talk about and to talk about them honestly, to talk about the good and the bad. And I try and avoid bad. There's been a little bit of bad recently, because there's been some things that have been annoying me to the point where I'm like, right, enough, done, we're talking about it. This is one of those, but I try and keep this positive because ultimately this is Toy Soldiers. And there is a limit to how much that matters. I'll be honest with you. It's great, it's awesome, but it's still Toy Soldiers. And so there's a limit to the amount that your blood pressure can get up to. Even though Reddit seems to think that anytime I'm annoyed slightly by something, that means that I'm having some type of apoplectic rage. Anywho. So what are we going to talk about today? For those who are not aware, in the past few weeks we have the announcement of the new look Jotun for Pan-Oceania, a new tag that's coming out. It's the redesign. The redesign of the Iguana, which is coming out. I don't like it. I wish I did. I don't. And also Song of the Dormant for Warcrow. These things have been announced. They're coming. Awesome. It's, for not the first time, resulted in, today, an email. The Gen Con private sale. What this is, now the first time this happened, I did take part in it. I can't remember what it was for. It might have been for the original release of Warcrow for Winds from the North. I'm not 100% sure, but this landed in my mailbox. And essentially what this is, if you've not seen this before, is you can click on the link, sign up before tomorrow, and you'll get the option to order the new tags and the new Song of the Dormant box. And it will be shipped early. So you will be one of the first to get them. Which is cool. Let's just all take a moment and, because, you know, when it comes down to it, there are a number of things that we care about as wargamers, for the most part. Especially if you're older, if you're over 25, I guess, if your income is sufficient. The price is the third thing you care about. The first thing you care about is, do I want it? The second thing you care about is, can I have it now? And then how much it costs. That's the order. It's, you know, do I want it? Yes, I do. Can I get it? Yes, I can. Boom. And sometimes you sort of get You've done the payment thing before your actual brain's gone, well, hang on, did we need that? Yeah, clearly we did. I've had that many times. Corvus Belli's been doing this with a number of their releases over the past, I think, about year or so. They've been doing these pre-releases. Historically, this used to be available. This was something that used to be available to war cores, so the guys like me who promote the system and push it out into the wild. But they've now pushed that out to the broader community. You can see this on social media. It was out on socials today. I certainly saw it on Facebook. Imagine it's on Twitter, etc., etc. You can go, you can register, you can buy this early. I really wish Corvus Belli wouldn't do this. And I'm aware that I just said I took advantage of this once. I did. So I think this is a really damaging, short-sighted way of doing things. So why do I think they're doing it, first of all? Corvus Belli are doing this to generate more revenue. If you go and you buy that product from them at full price, because you can't get it anywhere else, you can pre-order it from people, but you'll get it later. If you buy it from them, they're going to make 100% of the RRP. There's no percentages that's paid to anyone else. It's purely cash in their pockets. From a business perspective, increased percentage profit is a good thing. There's no two ways about that. That is a really good thing. It is also heckin' short-sighted, and it's really frustrating. Now, a little bit of background around myself. I've not always been a YouTuber. I spent 11 years as a sales and marketing director, and I get that concept. If I can sell it directly, I make more money. The same amount of hassle, maybe a bit more postage, but a little bit more packing the boxes. But I maximize my revenues here. I have the product physically sat here. I can sell it to a third party at a reduced rate, or I can sell it direct and make all that profit myself. Makes sense. Get it? Totally. Yep. Makes sense. Except it doesn't. Because, as I said earlier, we talk a lot about building community. And when you're building a community, there's a number of things that you need within that. You need people. You need warm bodies to throw dice. That is one thing that you need. You need somewhere to play. And you need somewhere to get stock. You need somewhere where if somebody wants to buy the new thing, they can buy the new thing. Ideally on the shelf. It's sat there and they can just do, the impulse buy. We've all done it, admit it. You walk into the store, you're not going in there to buy any, hello. You were definitely going to leave without anything, and now the bag is heavy. And mistakes were made. But, I've been looking for that for ages. We've all done it. These are the eponymous friendly local game store, the FLGS. These guys. Or they're also local online retailers. There are a number in the Netherlands where I live. There's plenty in the UK, US, everywhere. These companies are out there and they're supporting the hobby because they are providing product. They're providing things for people to buy. The actual physical bricks and mortar store, however, is doing more than that. It's providing a place where people can game. Often they have terrain, or they can be persuaded to have terrain. They will hold events, they'll hold tournaments. They also provide a place for you to network, meet new people, for you to be playing and be seen to be playing the thing that you want other people to play. There is nothing better than standing in the middle of a friendly local game store with a beautiful table and a beautiful army, playing the game with somebody else. People will look, they will see, they will gain recognition, they will start being interested, they'll see it on the shelf, they'll buy, you'll grow. I've run a number of communities in my lifetime. The ones that were the easiest to grow and the fastest to grow were always centered around a physical bricks and mortar store with infinity on the shelf. Because you could give a demo and the person could go, okay, what should I get? And you go, well, which faction do you like? And you have the brief conversation, you go, what is the starter pack? And they go, okay. And they're off. And next week you have somebody turning up with 6 or 7 completely unpainted, totally bare metal miniatures that they are going to throw dice with. And so you grow. These stores need profit to survive, just like Corvus Belli does. Get that? The biggest time that they're going to make profit is on new releases. Because apart from that, unless you buy a new army, which people do occasionally, they do, maybe one a year, maybe 2. Anyway, maybe one a year. most people are buying bits, a box here, a as well as blister there, bit of paint, bit of this, bit of that. You're not going off and buying that big chunk of stuff unless there is that sexy pre-release. Unless Imperial Service just dropped, which they did the private ordering thing with again. Unless Song of the Dormant, the brand new Warcrow box, is about to drop. Then you're going to buy that. And Corvus Belli are going, nom, I'll take all of that. I want that profit for me. And then people wonder why you can't find Corvus Belli product in FLGSs in your gaming store. Why the hell would they? This company has shown that they will, with the tastiest treats, keep it all to themselves as best they can. They will go out of their way to circumvent the local gaming store community. They'll just take the money away. Those big chunks, those big lumps of pre-order, I mean, with Operation Ice Storm, that was the first 2-player pack for Infinity, way back in the day. If memory serves, and this is from memory, I believe my local community ordered 20 through one store for pre-order. Just 20, just for my community. Bang, bang, bang. They just flew. And that was fairly consistent. When those big launches happened, it would be big order out, massive stuff in, piles of Infinity stock on table. We had a community centered around an FLGS. The FLGS could get stock, and Corvus Belli didn't screw them. By doing this, by taking those tasty treats, by taking those moments where the community is going to order chunks quickly and, you know, en masse, they are disincentivizing FLGSs, and that is meaning that these companies, I mean, FLGSs, these companies, are less likely to support Infinity. I had a conversation with an FLGS about 20 minutes from my house. We were looking for a base for our local club because we were playing in each other's houses and we didn't want to do that anymore. So I went to see a gaming store and had a conversation with them about it and sort of said, can we come and play here? And they said, no, it's a minority system. No one's going to buy it. We're not going to take up space for that. That's not a thing for us, really. That is the kind of thing we're facing in the field already. And if they then see CB deliberately cutting off the retail market at the knees, if a local store asks me, you know, should they stock Corvus Belli stuff? Yeah, I think they should. The community would love to be able to buy it off shelf. But if they ask me, you know, what's Corvus Belli like to work with, I've had experience with other gaming stores that work with them. There have been a few issues, but the biggest complaint is that when it comes to the big ticket drops, the big pre-releases, CB will go out of their way to take as much centrally as they can. They'll work hard. Because the thing is, the people that are going to do this purchasing of the secret advanced sale ordery amazingness directly from CB, they're not your general purchasers. They are the guys that spend a lot. I'm not going to say has more money than sense. I'm going to say has less impulse control than money. So I see the thing, I want the thing, I buy the thing. Those guys are the ones that will talk about the purchase in the store. They're the ones that will be like, oh yeah, I've seen that's coming out. I've bought that. I've ordered it from Mike at the counter. You should do that too. Those guys are now saying, oh no, I bought it from Corvus Belli. I'm going to get it earlier and they'll have it here. That's not a good look. It's really not a good look. Argue as you will, back and forth about whether CB should do it or not. But Infinity is a older community. We tend to see players more late 20s, 30s and 40s upwards. You don't have your teenagers really in here. There's a few scattered around. You don't really have your early 20s. There kind of hits a point where you jump in. So you can play at home. You can afford to do that kind of thing. Younger players, they can't play this. They can't afford to go off and spend 300, 400, 500 euros on a pre-painted table. They might be able to get it printed. That's still going to have cost. They're still going to have to store it. If they're living at home, that's not going to happen. If they're living in student accommodation, that's not going to happen. They've got space for a box of miniatures and some paints. They don't have space for a whole table and to have their friends around to play. That's increasingly unlikely. It's an obstruction to making this work. They can pop out to 101 other gaming stores or clubs that have already picked this up because it's so popular and play 40k and play GW products. They can't do that with Infinity, and that is because it's hard to get. Why is it hard to get? You can't get it in a local game store. You can't play it at a local game store because they don't stock it. Why don't they stock it? Because Corvus Belli is making it unattractive to do so. So we have the leaders of the community, the people that know and spend the money that would normally be talking about it, who are saying, oh, I buy from Corvus Belli earlier because I don't have to wait for the delivery time. So we're getting people being able to get it early. We get Corvus Belli promoting it on social media. They're just taking out the retail wing. And it's short-sighted. If Infinity is to grow, if it is to be popular and continue to be presented, having such a short-sighted vision of the retail sector and deliberately, by mission of action, very publicly saying, we want all those sales for ourselves, that profit comes here. It's not a good look. And it will make it harder for the game to grow, and it will make it harder for communities to grow, and it will make it harder for people to play, which is the point. If we are to have a successful and growing community, Corvus Belli needs to support not just individual gamers, not just tournament events, but retail spaces where people can find the game, where they can discover it, where they can see it played, and where people like me, walkers, can go on a weekend and be like, you know what, I'll run demos for you for an afternoon. Whilst there are plenty out there, if they continue to operate in this way, if they continue to circumvent that, that won't be the case forever. I already know of many locally who won't work with them because of it. Let's hope they change their mind. CB, if you're listening, please help us grow the game by making yourself more desirable to local game stores. That would be brilliant. More places to play, more places to buy stock means more players. And after all, I think, at the end of the day, that is what we're all after. So please like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you see this as an issue? I know there's increasingly availability digitally, online ordering, etc., and discounts, all that kind of jazz. I get that. But do you see where I'm coming from? Do you see that as an issue? What do you think the motivations of CB are for doing it? Do you think I've got that wrong? Are you taking advantage of it? Were you not aware of it? Let me know in the comments below. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. Do appreciate it. And I will see you all again soon. Take care. Goodbye.